There are many still unanswered questions in the world of Westeros. Many mysteries are left unsolved. A secret Targaryen living in Essos is a story we all know well. That was me and my sister. But little did we know, there is another Targaryen living in exile. His name is Aegon Targaryen, son of Rhaegar Targaryen, or so he claims. While traveling in Essos, Tyrion Lannister meets young Griff, a young man who is introduced to Tyrion as the son of the sellsword Griff aboard the Shy Maid. The company is headed for Volantis to await the expected arrival of Daenerys, together with the Golden Company and more ships for her cause. After some time on the Shy Maid, Tyrion concludes that Griff is Lord Jon Connington, and that young Griff is not his son, but instead Aegon Targaryen. Young Griff explains his apparent survival to Tyrion while they play Sivas. According to his account, the infant killed during the sack of King's Landing was a tanner's infant son born at Pisswater Bend, a street of King's Landing. The child's mother had died at birth. The tanner sold his boy to Varys for a jug of wine, since he already had other sons but had never tasted Arbor gold. Varys arranged the swap between the two infants. Elia received the tanner's son, whom Tyrion dubs the Pisswater Prince, while Varys took custody of the real Prince Aegon. Tyrion deduces that once the imposter infant was dead at Gregor Clegane's hands, Varys smuggled the genuine Aegon across the narrow sea, where he was first entrusted to Illyrio Mopatis, and later to the exiled Lord Jon Connington, a friend of Aegon's late father, Rhaegar. Aegon is lithe and well-made, with a lanky build. Tyrion Lannister puts his age at 15, 16, or near enough to make no matter. Aegon dyes his hair blue in the custom of Tyrosh, making his purple eyes appear dark blue. He is as tall as Jon Connington. Illyrio Mopatis says there has never been a nobler lad than young Griff. Tyrion is skeptical about the plot to marry Aegon to his aunt Daenerys, as Aegon's claim to the throne would be stronger than Daenerys's. Tyrion suggests heading to Westeros instead of going east, taking advantage of all the problems caused by the War of the Five Kings, and that King Tommen Baratheon has a weak small council. The game of Sivas ends with a loss for Aegon. Aegon's company travels to Volon Theris, where he and Jon Connington head toward the camp of the Golden Company. After initially presenting the boy as his squire, Jon introduces young Griff as Aegon VI of House Targaryen, King of the Andals, the Rhoynar, and the First Men. They discuss Daenerys' lingering presence in Meereen, and whether they should join the ongoing conflict in Slaver's Bay. Aegon sees the opportunity to introduce his own plan of going to Westeros and claiming the Iron Throne in his own name. Daenerys is Prince Rhaegar's sister, but I am Rhaegar's son. I am the only dragon you need. Why should I go running to my aunt as if I were a beggar? My claim is better than her own. Let her come to me. In Westeros. Harry Strickland tries to point out the risks, but most officers are eager to support this course of action. Aegon further explains that Daenerys is welcome to keep Meereen. His plan is to move fast and strike hard, gaining a foothold before House Lannister can react. The Golden Company swear allegiance to Aegon, but the officers agree to keep his identity a secret from the soldiers until they land in Westeros. They soon depart Volantis, but the landing of the Golden Company is disrupted by storms, and less than half arrive in the Stormlands on schedule. Aegon remains in the camp during the taking of Griffin's Roost, and arrives 4 days later. He has named Sir Rowley Duckfield as the first knight of his Kingsguard. Aegon is in favor of Jon's plan to take Storm's End, but announces his intent to personally lead the attack. The small council of King Tommen Baratheon hears reports of the Golden Company marching on the castle with Jon and the pretender Aegon, as they do not believe young Griff to actually be Aegon. In 300 AC, Varys murdered Kevan Lannister, who was Lord Regent at this time, in order to prevent him from clearing up the mess caused by his niece, Cersei Lannister, and to secure the campaign of the Golden Company. While Kevan was dying, Varys revealed that Aegon is the son of Rhaegar. Aegon has been shaped for rule before he could walk. He has been trained in arms, as befits a knight to be. But that was not the end of his education. He reads and writes, he speaks several tongues, he has studied history and law and poetry. A scepter has instructed him in the mysteries of the faith since he was old enough to understand them. He has lived with fisherfolk, worked with his hands, swum in rivers and mended nets, and learned to wash his own clothes at need. He can fish and cook and bind up a wound. He knows what it is like to be hungry, to be hunted, to be afraid. Tommen has been taught that kingship is his right. Aegon knows kingship is his duty, that a king must put his people first and live and rule for them. Because Varys told this to a dying man, it is believed he had no reason to lie. A prominent theory is that Varys is presenting a false Aegon Targaryen in order to place an impostor on the Iron Throne. Varys's speech to Kevan Lannister does not conclusively imply that Aegon is a Targaryen, but instead that he is simply well qualified for the throne, as Tyrion Lannister remarks to himself, the perfect prince. Quaithe told Daenerys Targaryen to beware the mummer's dragon. Either this refers to Aegon being under the control of the mummer, Varys was a mummer in his childhood and is a master actor, or that he's a false dragon, a fake Targaryen. At the House of the Undying, Daenerys is referred to as the Slayer of Lies, while she sees 3 visions. The second vision is of a cloth dragon, swayed on poles amid a cheering crowd. This could mean that she will encounter a fake Targaryen. Some believe that Aegon is in truth a Blackfire, a descendant of a legitimized branch of House Targaryen which contested the succession to the Iron Throne. Officially, the male line of the Blackfires was wiped out when Sir Barristan Selmy killed Maelys Blackfire, but Aegon could be related to this house. The Golden Company would never back a Targaryen, after they have fought against them for generations. Illyrio told Tyrion Lannister that the Blackfires are extinct in the male line, which could imply that there are still female line descendants, or that Maelys had a wife and children in secret. In this case, because of his age, Aegon could be his grandson. Or he is in a similar way related to another Blackfire. Daemon Blackfire had 7 sons and an unknown number of daughters. While 3 of his sons presumably died without issue, at least one of Daemon's sons fathered the issue, and several other of his children lived until adulthood. A cousin of Maelys, another Daemon Blackfire, lived during the same time span as Maelys. His ancestry, as well as any possible descendants, is equally unknown. Whoever this young Griff is, many believe him to be Aegon. And in Westeros, power is a curious thing. Power resides where men believe it resides. It's a trick, a shadow on the wall. And with the name Aegon, power comes strong. Young Griff may lay siege to Westeros and take the Iron Throne from the pretenders, or my sister will take it, whoever gets there first.